Hey folks, good morning. We're going to do another installment of the Red Book of Magic. We are in Spirit Magic spells and we are doing D spells. Excuse me, this morning. And we're going to get a sidetrack. So be prepared. It may take longer than normal. Okay, first, I forgot to go through again and check which ones. Dark Walls is an old spell, right? Note that it says it's active when moved, otherwise it's passive. So you can cast the thing, right? As long as you just leave it there, you can do other stuff. But if you want to move it, I would include changing its shape. Then you have to concentrate. It becomes active. And if it's active and you get hit, you got to take a concentration roll, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So it's a 10 square meter area. 10 by 10, right? 10 square. Yeah, 10 by 10. 100 meters. No, it's not. It's 10 square meters. So it's 1 by 10. That changes a few things. Okay. 10 centimeters thick. I think that's about right. And it goes into detail. If you don't take any action, you can then move the dark wall. You center it. The center of the dark wall is what you're moving around. And it's 3 meters per melee round. Per melee round, right? And that movement occurs in the same strike rank at which the spell is cast. Okay. No light gets through a dark wall. You can't see through it. And you can shape it as long as it ends up being 10 square meters or less. But it's always 10 centimeters thick. You can't change that. If you cast excuse me, if you cast light wall on a dark wall, they cancel while they're in the same place. So you can move your dark wall out of the way and it's still there. And the light wall is over here. Interesting. Okay, next spell, demoralize old. Overcome target's power. They still defend fully, but they attack at half. They're like lost their, they're demoralized. They've lost their vision, their goal. Okay, they can only use defensive and healing spells. Now, if the demoralize is cast before combat starts, then the target just runs away or surrenders. Okay, fanaticism will cancel out a demoralize, and vice versa. And it says here, and I don't like this part. It says here, if a victim aware of the spell can spend an entire melee round to use the meditate skill to remove the effects of this spell. It's kind of like the befuddle thing, right? Except for well, the player knows if they're demoralized, right? Wouldn't the character know if all of a sudden they're attacking at half speed, they don't think they can finish it? We can't kill the baboons. We can't get away. Yeah, I don't like that at all. So I'm taking that out of my Glorantha. Okay, bunch of detection spells. All of which should be old. Okay. Detect life, detect magic, detect spirit, detect substance, detect trap. That might be new. Detect undead. Okay, they're all detect spells, right? So they all have similar parameters. For example, you know the approximate distance and direction of the thing you're detecting from you, right? And it's all blocked by a meter more of dense materials, right? Okay. Okay, specifics. Detect enemies. If the individual is intending to do you, the caster, doing the caster harm, then they're detected. But you can also use it to detect a specific person you know by concentrating on them. That's interesting. Okay, detect life discerns between human size, larger, which is 22 plus. Anything is size 2 or smaller is not detectable. Magic. Enchantments and similarly magically potent objects, not spirits. And it glows. Everybody can see it. And it doesn't distinguish anything about the magic, just that it is magical. Okay, detect spirits. I'll use for spirits, right? And similar to life, it can discern between classes, right? You got the mortal class, power 3 to 21, larger, 19 plus. I didn't notice that earlier. I'm assuming that's a 22 plus, unless the other one should be 19. Yeah, 21 is what they're doing. Okay. And again, spirits of power of 2 or less are not detectable. Okay. Substance is like magic. The thing glows. Everybody can see it. Again, you don't get any quantity or quality value. None of that comes through. Okay. Trap. Now, it detects the intent to trap. So it works on ambushes, magical traps and physical traps are set up. That's what they're supposed to do. But it does not detect naturally occurring things like a pit or a potential avalanche or something that's poisonous, right? Likewise, it does not detect defensive spells like warding. Okay, so again, the spell illuminates a 3-meter diameter space, megahex. That's visible to everybody. Okay, trap in this location, not specifically where, but trap in this location. Okay. Undead. They see mummies again. Mummies aren't in the bestiary. They do have revenants, though. Okay. And like life, it can distinguish between size. You got human size, you got larger, because there's 22 plus here as well. And size 2 or smaller don't register. Does not tell you the type of undead, just that there is undead that direction, that far. Okay, dispel magic, and this is where we're going to get a sidebar discourse going. Okay, 1 point removes 1 magic point of spirit magic or 1 point of intensity for sorcery spells. 2 points removes 1 point of rune magic spells. This says the total points of the spell must be eliminated to destroy the spell. Well, one application would be duh, because if you take a 4-point spell down by 2 points, it's still got 2 points up, right? But do they mean that you have to take all 4 points off or nothing happens? And that's where our sidebar is going to get here going in a second, okay? Yeah, you cannot dispel only part of the spell. Here we go. You cannot dispel a part of the spell. So if you've got shield 2 up, which is 4 points, you have to cast counter magic 4 or higher to take it down. Otherwise, nothing happens. Okay. That helped clarify my question on that before. Okay, so if you want to target a specific spell, you can target. He's got shield up. I'm attacking the shield. But if you don't, you're just casting dispel magic on that guy. Then first thing it does is defense spells, the most powerful that can affect. So if you're only casting counter magic 2 and he's got shield 2 up, it's not going to go on the shield because shield is 4 points and it can't affect 4. Yeah, okay. It can affect. Again, must eliminate all to destroy the spell. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, sidebar. In my game last night, a couple of players cast Dismiss Magic. Same sort of thing, but it's a rune spell. Okay, so it's more powerful. I get that. It's a common spell. Cancels 2 points of spirit magic or sorcery, 1 point of rune magic. That's parallel. Good to go. And for sorcerer spells, you just have to overcome the intensity. You have to do range and duration and all that stuff, right? But Hasir must be overcome. Does that equate to the total points of the spell must be eliminated to destroy it? Because nowhere here does it say you cannot dismiss a part of a spell. It does not say that here, but it does say something about must be overcome. Yeah, I'm going to have to dig further into this. If there's anything else, if anybody knows anything more about this, in fact, I'll go on to that blog thing that Chaos Games got going. See if anybody's talked about this there. But I haven't checked that yet. Same thing though. If you direct it, good to go. If you don't direct it, it's the most defensive. Destroys defensive spells first. Begin with the most powerful that it can affect. There it is again. It can affect. Must overcome. I bet that's the case. Because last night they just cast 1 point and took a couple of sorcery spells down by 1 point or by 2 points. Yeah. Yeah, it can affect, must overcome, which means they need to have that sentence. One cannot dispel only part of a spell, and the total points of spell must be eliminated to destroy the spell. Those two phrases need to be in Dismiss Magic. Okay, there's my sidebar. Okay, Disruption. Overcome the target's power. They take a D3 damage and ramage hit location. Physical and magical armor do not protect. Well, that's what happened in my next game, by the way. Distraction. Okay, this spell pulls the opponent's attention to the caster. So if he's fighting somebody else, you now are directed to me, the caster, right? Now, they've got a specific thing here about spirits. I'm thinking maybe distraction is something like a special spell for shamans and things. But anyway, spirit, if you cast it on spirits, engage a spirit combat with somebody else, that spirit will stop spirit combat with that other person and engage a spirit combat with the caster at the next, well, they say, next strike rank, the spirit is eligible to attack. So, depending on how many melee rounds it takes to get there, and spirits move very fast, right? Strike rank 12 of the next melee round that they're there. Okay. And then the spirit will continue to attack the caster until the caster is unconscious or the spirit is defeated in terms of the spirit world. Okay. Only one spirit can be targeted at a time. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay. This is cast on a corporeal enemy. They cease attacking their current target and begin attacking the caster as soon as possible. Good to go. Dull Blade. Any melee or missile weapon, not just edged, right? Okay. Must be cast on the weapon and will reduce the wielder's chance to hit by -5%. It's a double negative. That means it increases it by 5%? Because if you reduce by -5, it goes up. Okay. And damage by -1 point. Verbiage. People. Words mean things. Okay. And it's per point. Dull Blade 2, -10%, -2 damage. Okay. This spell specifically does not work on natural weapons. Claws, bite, etc. Cool. End of D-spells. Slight discussion on magic dispelling. Happy gaming.